I think ultimately, Hanwha Life Esports have set themselves up a terrifying team fighting composition, and the DN Freecs, a little bit of power towards that bottom side of the map, some skirmishing strength in the Pantheon Ari, take the cannon here as well, delivered there by Delight.
Even then, that's what, like 12?
Yeah, no, it's a big lead. Pyosik also able to put some pressure on here towards the bottom side. Flash comes through, the exhaust is down as snip goes Dudu, and the flash comes down, and the charged up Q from Pyosik locks up the first blood. So we were talking about some bullying. That's why you call your cousin. He comes over and he helps out. Whereas being harassed, as long as he can fight back, should be an opportunity here. As AS missing a bit of the CS, but wants to desperately pick up this crash, and will be able to do so. Peanut will collect the dragon very, very early on in this game. We haven't seen a lot of very early dragons. Only alive for 2.5 minutes.
From DNF. That is where they had their biggest improvement against KT, where Pyosik and Life actually look to be on the same page. But it's also been where they have completely fallen apart. We might see one of those here. It looks like mid lane not allowed to roam. Bulldog being kept in that lane. Yeah,
Tangle Barbs come through here from Life, as that is Peanut locking down one of these. Bulldog going to get thrown away by the Emperor's Divide. Zeka not going to have that for the skirmish.
Chin assault.
So does Peanut, but he throws it away. Pyosik comes down as Zeka trying to leave. It's two grubs going over to HLE, but they may lose their mid laner for it. As flash out from Zeka, he holds onto the button and he knows Pyosik was looking for that one. Of course, they have a bit of experience together. To win, sometimes they're just not going to really worry too much about the result. That's what we saw at the beginning of this week. Maybe this is like a wellness week, you know, where they're just not really focusing on the scrims. It's all about, like, they've been pampering. They're going to the spa, you know, that stuff.
They've been they were up a mountain yesterday to enjoy the view.
Exactly. It's all about hitting that zen state.
Before summer sets in.
Out at the moment, and Life has to go back, and he sells it as, Dudu going to be pushed away here by Zeka, who says, no, I would prefer it if we didn't do that. The other Pantheon is now going to look for him, but I think Zeka has made it far enough and is going to be okay. So far, the first petal we see immediately taken and prioritized.
Very good. The old statement of if something looks too good to be true, it probably is. If Zeka is TPing back into a turret that is definitely under heavy siege, because you do have one of the characters that's probably the worst out of anyone.
All right, Dudu. Going a bit aggressive. It's a preemptive exhaust. An early flash there from Zeus as well, but they're committing to this dive. Pyosik taking so much damage. He's dead. And that was not the dive that we wanted to see. Last time around, it went well. This time, the God of Thunder is going to strike.
Just take the exit, man. Yeah, you do. Well,
yeah, sometimes you got to gracefully take the L.
We just, you know, you can't. Sorry, I'm having a hard time with this. Yeah. There was a very clear.
As it turns out, he could.
Yeah, there was a very clear exit. Right there is
There's a flash forward from Delight. Picks them up with the Magnet Storm there as well. Zeus, no ulti, but no worries there. As the curtains have been called. One more bullet. And not going to land, as Berserker will survive. Fancy footwork, and of course, a little bit easier when you get to strut your stuff, but nicely done. As Viper just wandering past this turret with that fourth bullet at the ready. That and a grenade probably was the end of Berserker there.
Yeah. Even after that, you can still peace out.
Pyosik's been playing for a while. Maybe he thought that he was the Pantheon that could dodge turret shots. It's not sort of the way it is. Once again, Zeus is just going to make them look silly on his cannon. Dudu still looking to chase after him. We'll see whether the stun is going to come through. It is going to be there, but finally, the rest of the cavalry turns up, and Bulldog will be able to take them down, but not after the cost. Like, it is a 1-for-1 trade, and turret falls down in mid, turret falls down in the bottom lane.
This is still up 630 gold. He traded 1-for-1.
Okay.
Dudu is definitely not going to survive this.
We're Hex flashing. Viper is going to be able to lock him down.
That's Otacon.
Yeah, that is Otacon. That is a dead Gwen, and that is starting to look like a real advantage that HLE has in this game.
DN Freecs, he's on a mission.
All for this.
Oh, he is ready. They do not know. I mean, he's Pantheon though, so I assume they're gonna. Yeah, like it doesn't really matter where he is, and they're just not gonna go for it anyway. Would have been cool though, but I don't think realistically he makes it there. So
I think the idea of not going in was definitely one of his better choices.
Well, but they should have done that earlier. If you're gonna not go in.
Hey, you've got to celebrate learning from your mistakes, Chronicler, okay? you can look at things two ways, right? And
Notoriously,
fine.
I think rhyming, the more important part is the end of the word.
It is the end, you're right. Okay, Zeka is going to find some air here, and pyosik will be able to lock him down. Still, life is just dead. How does Zeka go in for just a straight-up air ball?
Atlas.
And then the rest of his team's there to, oh, never mind, it was an alley-oop. No, it's fine.
Atlas, clearly he was ulting for zone control, okay?
To a different dimension, one that has made slightly different choices.
Okay, I think multiverse, that's like kind of, I know it's adjacent, but I feel like it's not quite the same.
Really? All right. Well, Bulldog is going to look for something. Doesn't really find an angle here. As Soul Point on the table for HLE. There is the exit of the jungler, though, so Peanut going to make this not a 50-50. This is, in fact, a let's just leave type scenario for DNF, and they do get the memo that that's precisely what they should do. But that is still going to be Soul Point going over to HLE, and it's to run away quickly after his thing. So it's cool.
Yeah, Atlas, I know you're the #1 Cloud Soul salesman, but I think we just focus on the fact that Kennen and Rel are the team. If
you got to only choose one Dudu's dead, by the way, guys. He just wasn't actually able to do anything, and then died. I don't think that really... We didn't need to talk too much about it. No, Kennen is so broken. As Peanut finds just a small sliver of wall, and that is going to get both summoner spells out of Berserker. Like, right on the edge. That wall was broken as well. It was broken just a little bit further up. But 5 versus 6?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not the graph.
All right, the graph has come up. It's a bad news story. Although it's a much earlier Infinity Edge for Berserker, he is still relatively powerful.
Yo, shit, come on, you can do this.
Yeah, there is a very scary Kennen off on a flank angle as 3.5k is approaching on the Baron. HLE looking for the turn, not wanting to make this a 50-50 unless Peanut just evicts pyosik from the area. And the ulti going to miss this time around. HLE gonna get engaged on. Great Pop Blossom there from Life as the bullet time comes in. The steal from pyosik as well, as Peanut will be taken down as the first kill, and HLE are just scattering. Bulldog will not find the charm, and pyosik will not find anyone. Magnustorm is going to connect us now. Zeus just eviscerates Berserker in the backline. Delight and Zeus just saving this team fight by themselves, while Viper is taking the rest of them for a walk. Yeah, the teleport going to come in as Zeus looking to make his way forward. They sacrifice Viper as once again, yeah, playing for utility, ladies and gentlemen. They're looking to complete the aces. Another wanting to hold them in position. No! pyosik going to say no to the pentakill, but yes to the ace. As comically, so many of these buttons go wide, and Zeka will be able to pick that one up. So no more Barons left here for DNF.
I respect the pyosik. A teammate can give a penta.
Will answer by not getting hit by any of them. This is Cloud Soul, ladies and gentlemen. HLE going to be real speedy on this one. The flank angle kind of scary as Peanut zoning with the ult and picks up the dragon.
Oh no.
Yeah. Zeus not even on a flank angle here. Speaking of flanks
as well.
Okay, pyosik looking for an opportunity. They want to dive onto Viper yet again, but look at this. HLE, they just regroup. Get back into position, and they're not going to be taking him down this time. Dudu, he might be the one that's in trouble, though. Out of the mist and out of options, and that is Zeka that's going to lock him down. Zeus looking for more as well, as Berserker needing to run away. The Mark of the Storm is on him, and Zeus will be following him up. There's the flash, and there's also the Deadly Flourish from Viper, perfectly aimed. Imagine if Berserker wasn't against Cloud Soul when he was trying to run away there. Maybe Strut was going to be enough.
It is such a crazy thing to me, because even with the Cloud Soul, looking at the gold, DN Freecs have been remarkably close throughout the entire...
Yeah, it's not even a 3,000 gold lead, even now.
Yeah, Clocks.
Clocks, yeah, that's...
Wait, you know the scientists though, right? That's the...
I know a few of them. Who's your favorite?
I don't have a favorite.
Are you a Galileo guy? I feel like he doesn't get enough recognition. As he was also a bit of a philosopher. As we've got a inhibitor turret taken down here. And the inhibitor soon to follow. Delight, will he find an angle? There's the flash forward. You could tell he was looking for it as Bulldog just going to burn down. Zeus will find another double kill. Let's see whether this time the Penta is... Never mind, it's not happening. Viper just says goodnight to life. And in fact, Zeus is dead, but he is still going to get the last laugh. As the crash down on top of Dudu slammed into his own Nexus, and pyosik just going to have to watch As never mind, he might just die. Is Zeka gonna go golden, making him look a little bit silly at the end of this one. Flashes away, and there it is. The ace is completed, and HLE will find this game 1 victory, even though it looked like the gold was close throughout the entirety of this game. It felt like things were just slipping out of the grasp of the DN Freecs from quite early on in this one, and HLE will do it in game 1.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.